Nice. Okay. Take the word hope. Okay. This is interesting, right? Yep. Hope. Now add something. We're gonna add something. This something is called a suffix. Okay. It's called a suffix. We're gonna add full to it. So first we had hope. Now there's full. Hopeful. What does that word mean? It means to be filled with hope, right? So first we had hope, which is just hope by itself. And then we had full, and that means hopeful. This thing we added, again, was a suffix. Now what does a suffix mean? How did it change the original word? Well, the original word was just hope, stationary by itself. And then it's full of hope. The meaning of the word is full of hope. Hopeful is full of hope. So this suffix, full, primarily means to be full with something. So whenever we add it to the end of a word, like hope, it changes the word to be meaning this word, full of this word. Hopeful. Okay. And full, like I said, is a suffix. It's which is something that you add at the end of a word to change the meaning of it. Just a little bit, okay? Let's use full again. Let's use it on a word like care. So we just have care. Imagine we just have care. Okay, stationary, just meaning care. And then we added the suffix full to it. Now what word is it? Now it's careful. What does careful mean? Let's see. Care is to care, and the suffix that we added, full, means to be full with something. Okay? Now what is that something? That something's going to be care. So careful means to be full with care. Okay? You're full with care, you're being cautious, you're being delicate. Okay? Now let's try another one. Fear. Imagine we have fear, okay? Fear means is like to be afraid, right? Now let's add a suffix. Well, let's add suffix full. What does full mean? Full means to be filled with something. Now what is that something it's going to be full with? Well, it's going to be full with fear. So we have fearful. What does that mean? What does that word mean? Fearful. It means to be full with fear. If you're very fearful, then it means you're full with a lot of fear. You're scared, man. Okay. Now I'm going to teach you another suffix. Okay. Remember, a suffix is something you add to the end of a word to change its meaning. Okay, let's add another suffix. Less. What does less mean? This will be our suffix that we're going to use now. Less means to be without. Okay? So if we were to take a word like hope, we have hope, which is to have hope. That's the meaning of hope, right? And we take our suffix less, which means to be without. What do you think is going to happen whenever we combine them both? Well, let's see. Let's add the suffix to the end of the word hope. So we add it there, and we get the word hopeless. Okay, so let's see what this word means. Hope means to have hope. To have hope. And then less is to be without something. So if I put the suffix less at the end of hope, it would be to be without hope. Hopeless would be to be without hope. So as you can see, if we had the suffix full, we would be full of hope, hopeful. But since we added the suffix less, we are hopeless. Okay? It means we have no hope. Okay, now let's use less again, the suffix less, with the word care. Okay, so we have the word with care, which is just to have care, right? To care. And then we add the suffix less, which means to be without. Or to be without. So now we have the word careless. So what does that mean? Well, if care is to have care and less is to be without, then it has to mean to be without care. Careless is to mean you don't have a care about it. And this makes sense. Careless is like, oh, you're being too careless. You could get somebody hurt, right? When you're being careless, you're not being very cautious. You're not thinking through things. You're not being careful. Okay. Now let's use the word fear. Fears to have fear, right? Now if we add the suffix, which is just something you add to the end of a word that changes its meaning, less, if we add the suffix less to it, what word do we have now? Well, we have the word fearless. We have the word fearless. Now, what does this word mean? Well, less means to be without, and fear means to fear. So it must mean to be without fear. So from fearless, I don't have fear, right? That's what it means. It means you can walk into a dark room and be like, I'm not scared of the monsters. But yeah, that's what fearless means. So as you can see, whenever we add different suffixes to these words, they can mean very different things. Being hopeful is way different than being hopeless, right? Because being hopeless is to be without hope, and being hopeful is to be full of hope. So suffixes, look them up, learn them, and see how the suffixes full and less change the meaning of different words. Remember, a suffix is something you add at the end of a word that changes its meaning. Okay? In this case, it's the amount. Full, you have a lot of hope. Less, you have less hope. Hopeless and hopeful. So yes, suffix.